Okay, thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the City of Paterson Planning Board meeting of Monday, November 1st, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. via webinar session. You may continue, Madam Chairwoman. Madam Chair, did you hear me?
I'm sorry, yes, I was muted. Can I ask everyone to please stand for the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. Okay. This evening, I'm just going to ask that everyone mute themselves unless they are the ones asking the questions or answering the questions. Please, everyone, because sometimes the background noise, okay, it's difficult to hear. So, good evening, everybody. Let me just pull my paperwork up here. One moment, please. Okay. Maggie? Maggie? Is Maggie there?
Yes, Chairwoman.
Yeah, I don't have the paperwork that begins good evening, whole good thing. Can you possibly read that for me, because I don't have it, sorry. I usually do, I don't even have it.
Commissioners, Planning Board staff, ladies and gentlemen, as Chairwoman Northrop as stated of the City of Paterson Planning Board, she calls this meeting to order of November 1st, 2021. She hereby states that all the provisions of the State of New Jersey public meeting law have been fully and completely met, that the notice of provisions required have been properly posted in the Planning Board office and with the City of Paterson clerk, that the public notice and advertisement have been published in the Herald News on October 19, 2021, in accordance with the law, and that the copies of such notice and public advertisements are on file in the Planning Board office, as is also the agenda listing the application to be taken up by the Planning Board at this meeting. The procedure tonight will be in accordance with the rules, regulations, and bylaws as heretofore determined by the Planning Board at its office in the municipal complex in the City of Paterson. The roll call is as follows. Commissioner Udine is absent. Commissioner Ahmed.
Present.
Commissioner Cleaves is absent. Commissioner Fisher is absent. Commissioner Liranzo.
Present.
Commissioner Santana.
Present.
Commissioner Roman.
Present.
Commissioner Fulmore.
Present.
Commissioner Figueroa.
Present.
Councilman Kalik is absent, and Chairwoman Northrop.
Present. Thank
We
you.
have 7 commissioners in attendance this evening.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, the notice pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act addressing effective coronavirus measures on the next public meeting, consistent with the coronavirus-related restrictions of Executive Order Number 107 given on Saturday, March 21st, 2021 by Governor Philip D. Murphy, the Planning Board of the City of Paterson will not conduct in-person participation of the public at all future meetings until further notice. However, public participation will be available by means of communication equipment pursuant to NJSA 10:4-8, commencing on April 15, 2020. Though there may potentially be a practical need for a limited number of administrative, technical, or other city personnel to be present in or near the City Council Chambers, 3rd floor, City Hall, 155 Market Street, Paterson, New Jersey, In-person participation of the public is prohibited. Nevertheless, for reasons of compliance with the said Executive Order number 107, public participation will be available by calling 973-321-1579, and the meeting ID is 711-680-001, and I will repeat that later on in the evening, on the date and time that the meeting is scheduled to commence. This planning board regular meeting of Monday, May 1st, 2021 is at 6:30 p.m. The public may also participate in the meeting by accessing the website of the City of Paterson, www.patersonnj.gov, and following the email link for the meeting, www.patersonnj.gov. So this evening we have 3 applications on the agenda. Mr. Deutsch, are we beginning tonight with Biogenesis?
Yes, Madam Chairwoman, we are.
Okay, great. So, Biogenesis Inc., 408-426 Marshall Street, Block 5401, Lot 6. Who this evening is representing them?
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman. Hi, my name is Albert Buglione. I'm here with the principals of Biogenesis, Mr. and Mrs. Rabani. We're here in the city of Paterson this evening on Marshall Street, and I'm accompanied by Heather Goldstein of our office for the presentation this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Heather Goldstein, correct? Okay. Okay, so the applicant proposes to construct a two-story storage building on an existing 28,684 square foot parking lot. The first floor proposes 50 parking spaces, an interior loading dock, an elevator, 2 stairwells, a shipping office, a half bathroom, and a dumpster. The second floor proposes storage for the applicant's manufacturing building located at 444 Marshall Street. The building and surrounding lots is to cover 100% of the lot and is located on the northwest corner of Industrial Plaza and Marshall Street. This proposal is located within the I-1 Light Industrial District. Variances are requested for front, side, and rear yard setbacks, as a minimum of 10 feet of setback is required and less than 3 feet is provided on all sides. Lot coverage, as a maximum lot coverage of 60% is permitted in the building, and remaining lot is to cover 100% of the lot. Maximum height, as a maximum building height of 40 feet is permitted, and the applicant proposes an average building height of 44 feet. A parking variance for proposing a parking space width of 8 feet 6 inches, whereas a parking space width of 9 feet is required, and providing 2 handicap parking spaces of 8 feet in width by 18 feet in length, whereas a handicap parking space of 12 feet in width by 20 feet in length is required. It requires site plan approval and bulk variances. Mr. Deutsch, may we have your review, please?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Property taxes and sewer charges are paid to date. Persons having a 10% or more ownership interest in Biogenesis Inc. are Ann Rabani, providing an address of 444 Marshall Street, Paterson, New Jersey. A survey dated April 20th, 2017, prepared by Lakeland Surveying, indicates that the parcel is frontage of 168.12 feet on Marshall Street, additional frontage of 100 feet on Industrial Plaza, a bifurcated western lot line that measures 184.07 feet, and then 82.5 feet, and a northern lot line that measures 184.73 feet to its intersection with Marshall Street. Lot 6 is area of 28,687 square feet, or 0.7 acres. The survey also indicates that presently the lot is mostly paved and used for parking of about 80 vehicles. Supplemental Albano Architects has prepared a 4-page site plan dated March 11, 2020. Drawing C1 is the title page and indicates the zoning map, the drawing list, the tax map, an aerial photo, and bulk parking and sign standards. Drawing A1 is the lower level plan and indicates parking for 52 vehicles with roll-up garage access doors from both Industrial Plaza and Marshall Street. The proposed lower level is to contain 25,079 square feet and cover 87.44% of the lot. In addition to the vehicular first floor parking, a two-space interior loading dock, an elevator, a shipping office, a generator, 2 stairwells, and a dumpster are indicated. The second floor plan is to be used for storage and indicates an open area that is accessible by an elevator and 2 stairwells. The plan indicates that the second level will have area of 23,288 square feet. This building is to be used in conjunction with the applicant's existing building located on block 5412, lot 4, also known as 434-470 Marshall Street. The applicant should advise of the purposes of the roll-up garage doors located on Industrial Plaza and Marshall Street as to whether they are one or two-way driveways and how access will be provided so as not to inhibit the free flow of traffic on either roadway. Drawing 8-2 are the proposed elevations for the Marshall Street side of the building and the Industrial Plaza side of the building. The Industrial Plaza side indicates the loading dock, overhead doors, 2 main access doors, vehicular overhead doors, a painted split-face block accent band, and a Biogenesis sign. The Marshall Street side of the building indicates building lighting, red brick, large format block base, block accent bands, vehicular ventilation openings, and the third overhead vehicle access door, a main access door, and a street address sign on the building. Drawing A3 are the proposed elevations for the north side of the building and the west side of the building. The north elevation indicates a Paterson red brick and block foundation base. The western elevation indicates downspouts from the roof to tie into the city's sewer system, a block foundation, a red brick level, and an access door. On the plans, the applicant indicates that the 52 parking spaces indicated will be sufficient to service the existing adjacent building and the new proposed building. This determination is based upon providing 1 parking space for each employee on the maximum shift, plus 1 for each vehicle used in the conduct of the enterprise. The applicant is also providing 2 handicap parking spaces. The applicant requests variances for proposing a parking space width of 8 feet 6 inches where the parking space width of 9 feet is required, and providing 2 handicap parking spaces of 8 feet in width by 18 feet in length, whereas a handicap parking space of 12 feet in width by 20 feet in length is required. The applicant requests bulk variances for front, side, and rear yard setbacks as a minimum of 10 feet of setback is required and less than 3 feet is provided on all sides. Lot coverage, a maximum lot coverage of 60% is permitted, and the building is to cover 87.44% of the lot. Maximum height as a maximum building height of 40 feet is permitted, and the applicant proposes an average building height of 42.5 feet at grade. The proposed building height of 42.5 feet is within 10% of the maximum height of 40 feet permitted by section 40, 55D-70, small d of the municipal land use law, allowing the planning board to review same. The applicant's proposed hours are 8 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. 5 days per week. It shall be the responsibility of the applicant and or the preparer of the plan to obtain a letter from the city engineer indicating the plans have been satisfactorily reviewed prior to the plans being released to the construction official. Prior to submission to the city engineer, the applicant must provide stormwater calculations and supporting drainage documents. Surrounding land uses. This proposal is in the Lackawanna section of the city and is located on the eastern edge of a large light industrial zone, which includes other warehousing buildings and transportation companies just north of the Clifton border. To the east, there is an R zone which permits multi-dwelling unit construction. In conclusion, the applicant estimates the cost of this proposal at approximately $2 million. As your staff review for this proposal, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you, Mr. Deutsch. Ms. Goldstein, will you be doing the presenting now?
At this point, Your Honor, I'm going to do the presenting and Ms. Goldstein is going to present our clients. So
Fine.
I have an introductory statement to Your Honors.
Okay, please.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be before Your Honors to present this application. Our clients are the owners of Biogenesis, Mr. and Mrs. Romani. This is a revolutionary company that has placed its home in Paterson, New Jersey. They are purveyors of healthcare products. They are contracted by major producers of healthcare products, and they actually produce these products here in the city of Paterson. What is so unique about this corporation is that they purchased a dilapidated warehouse and completely retrofitted it to a modern warehouse that can prepare these wonderful healthcare products. So much so that during the height of the pandemic, they were able to change their supply line and they were able to create masks for protection for our first responders as well as sanitary products. And we would submit to Your Honors that at this point in time, with the continuing pandemic and the global supply chain problems, that their commitment to the city of Paterson and to their business by adding an actual warehouse will also help foster the greater community, because at a moment's notice, they can return to producing the healthcare masks and the sanitizers that they were earlier in the pandemic. For their efforts, they have been lauded and told that they are going to be receiving awards from the City of Paterson, City of Paterson Fire Department, the City of Paterson Police Department. To date, they've received awards from the United States Postal Service, the State of New Jersey, and the City of Clifton. With that in mind, they have been approached by other major developers outside of the greater area to relocate, and that is not their intention. They are vested here, they are now Pattersonians, and they intend to make this major continuing investment into this city as well as into this neighborhood. With that in mind, we would also like to submit to Your Honors that their commitment is ongoing. As stated, they plan one shift and to continue with one shift. And the sole purpose of this warehouse will be for storage. And that will also obviate the problems that America is facing now with the global supply chain problems. As a business and as residents, we can submit to you that they have no pending code enforcement problems. There are no complaints on file from any of the neighbors with your code enforcement officials, with the city fire department, or with the city police department, which I submit to you is very substantial. And with regard to the shifts, I'm a Pattersonian. For my grandparents, there were 3 shifts when factories were operated. For my parents, there were 2 shifts. Unfortunately, we're now at 1 shift. This facility will continue at 1 shift, and their operations will stay the same. And the addition and the new building will only be for storage. And it's built out as a storage facility, as our architect, Mr. Copa, will testify. He is going to be our primary witness before Your Honors tonight. And in the event that you have any questions about planning, we have a planner, Michael Castellano, on call, who would appear if requested to answer any questions for this honorable board. With that, I defer now to any questions that Your Honors may have with regard to my opening introduction, or Ms. Kolsky may start with the presentation and introduction of our clients. And excuse us if we're looking back. The camera is in front of us, but the screen is behind us. So if we turn our backs at all, it's not out of disrespect. It's only to gauge the
Understood. Okay, please, Ms. Goldstein, please proceed.
On behalf of the applicant Biogenesis,
Excuse me, they're gonna have to speak up because I'm having a hard time hearing.
on behalf of the,
If you don't come, I can't.
Excuse me, I need you to get closer to the mic. Even the staff is having an issue hearing you. Thank you.
is this better?
Yes.
That's better, okay.
Yes.
Get closer to the mic. Okay, on behalf of, the applicant Biogenesis, I wanna call Kevin Verbani. Mr. Verbani, can you, for the record, spell your name, please?
Keyvan, and the last name is Rabani.
You have to explain.
Can he repeat his, the last
Sure.
name?
Keyvan, and the last name is Rabani.
Please raise your right hand.
Yes.
Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you describe your affiliation with Biogenesis?
I am the COO for the company.
And, can you describe, Anne Rabani's affiliation?
Yes, Anne Rabani is the president and the owner of the company.
Please describe the business of Biogenesis.
We manufacture personal care goods, health items like Al described, cleansers, sanitizers, creams, lotions, cleaning products, personal cleaning products.
And those products at the end of the table over there,
Yes, I could show you. Let's
Those-
bring them closer out.
those are examples of
Examples of the products.
Okay. And also during the pandemic, you manufactured cleaning supplies.
Correct, hand sanitizers and correct. We still do. Cleaning supplies, personal cleaning items, we still manufacture. We've always manufactured.
And during the pandemic, those were in need.
Correct.
And these products are manufactured at 444 Marshall Street.
Correct. We buy the raw material, we mix them, we blend them, and then we fill them. Our customers send their packaging to us, we store it for them, and when ready to fill, we fill them for them on site right here.
Right, that's the building that we are in right now.
Correct.
Can you describe how many employees there are at 444 Marshall Street?
It's 170 employees right now.
And 444 Marshall Street is in the I-1 Industrial 1 District, correct?
Correct.
The new building that is being proposed, where would that be located?
That would be across the street, right from here.
And that's the parking lot directly
Correct.
across the street.
Correct.
How long has Biogenesis been at 444 Marshall Street?
We moved here approximately 2.5 years ago, February of 2019.
And is that when was Biogenesis started?
1998.
Is this building, 444 Marshall Street, is it considered a certified green building?
Yes, it's a NJEDA certified green building, which means all the HVAC systems are the highest efficiency rated HVAC systems. The roof has the highest rated insulation. The walls are all insulated. The electricity is all LED. And the water usage is the highest efficiency rated water.
And the new building, would it also be a certified green building?
Yes, correct.
So it would have basically what you just described?
Correct.
What are the proposed hours of the new building?
It would be the same as here, 8 to 5, I believe.
And can you describe where the parking would be for the new building?
The parking would stay the same as it is now. Essentially, it would be the same. We would not be using any
any parking spaces that we would need. And the building would be on top of the existing parking lot.
So there would be no parking on the street,
No,
so the area would not be overburdened that way.
no.
And how many, parking spaces are you proposing?
52 parking spaces.
And the new building, can you describe how it would be set up?
Basically, it would be set up as an empty warehouse. Right now, especially because of the pandemic, our customers, they send us all the packaging, and instead of sending us 1 or 2 months inventory, they are forced to send 6 months or more inventory. We have orders for them, so we have to take the components that arrive empty, like pictured here. We have to take them in, and when ready to fill, we fill them. So the storage space would strictly serve as a warehousing for empty components.
Right, okay. And, how much money did you invest in this facility?
In this building, approximately, not including the purchase price, we spent about over $3.5 million to make it what it is today. And since moving in, we have spent an additional $1 million inside the building.
And have you gotten any complaints from neighbors or so?
No.
I don't have any questions. Does anyone have any questions for Mr.?
Yeah, I have, unless you wanna bring the planner in, I have, before we move on, I'm just curious as to the roll-up doors in the parking area. You have a roll-up and roll-down doors. How is that going to work? Are they 2 lanes, one going in, one going out? Is it all going in or all going out? You seem to have 2 sides with the rolling doors, so I'm a little curious as to how that's working.
Can we defer that for the architect to answer that question?
Yes, so the only other witness that you might be calling would be the architect at this point?
At this point, yes.
Okay, then I suggest that you bring the architect in, let him, we'll swear him in, as a witness, and then we can move on from there.
Okay. Okay, our architect, Mr. Copa, can you please spell your name for the board?
Stephen M. Coppa, C-O-P-P-A, 97 Lackawanna Avenue, Toledo, New Jersey. My firm is Coppa Montalbano Architects. I'm a licensed architect for the last, I hate to say it, 40 years. Practiced in the city of Paterson for most of my career.
Can we swear him in?
Please raise your right hand. You swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, we accept him as an expert witness. Let's move on, please.
We'll start with the question that was presented about the doors, the garage doors.
Certainly. Thank you, Heather. First of all, what you should understand about this particular site and building, it was the old Almond Meat products that started in Paterson over on Memorial. They moved to this site, I guess in the, maybe Mike, you know better than I. Mr. Rabani inherited it. It was a total disaster. He spent a lot of money, put a lot of effort, cleaned up the site, cleaned up the building. What you see there is testament to his desire to be part of Paterson. He was in Hackensack in at least 5 different buildings, right, Kevin?
Yes, not every building.
At least 5 buildings. It was the juggling act. When we came to Paterson, we solved all of his problems, and then God bless him, his business grew. And he brought employees to Paterson. And now, as everyone knows, the Paterson is a sought after location. From my 40 years history here, I've never seen so much activity, not just in the industrial section, residential section, commercial section. The city is truly in a growth spurt. So if Kevin had unlimited choices, this is not the first choice he would make, because this is an expensive building to build, to store at a second level. And as he said, the dead load of this product is fairly light. It's boxes and plastic tubing and so on. But he's made the commitment to want to do this. We're very happy to be here. He needs this building tomorrow. And I think that it's an adaptable use for this area. Algon Meats was a production company. Echo Glaco on the back of that building, which is along the Morris Canal. We also did back in the 80s. They manufacture and remanufacture baking pans. In the site to the left of this building is now a parking lot for a bus terminal. So it's always had an industrial use right up to really Barkley Street. Now, so the use is appropriate. It's our intention, Madam Chairman, that the door off of Marshall Street will be in only. And then you will be able to make a right or left-hand turn, entering the underside of the building. Mike always does a great job in describing the building, so I'm not going to go back into the same details he already gave you. But we had a discussion about this, and we chose to enclose the lower level with really decorative walls. So that's why we end up with really a two-story project. It's not really 2 stories, but we agree by definition that that lower level is a level it's building. All the parking spaces are arranged to accommodate the structure of the new building. And that's why we have a more regulated space, and we also need the slight variance of the 6 inches, 8'6", pretty common as a waiver, so that the cars fit two each in between the bays.
May I just stop you for a moment? Do you have plans at all that you can put up?
Well, now you're going to test my technical abilities, so let's see what I can do. Okay. My office gives me all these. See if it's on the fly. Look good. I need to get to my desktop. That's what they told me is on here. That's not it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's not it. I need to get to my desktop. Let me see if I can get it here. I will copy right off too. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Desktop. There it is.
And then maybe no. I don't see anything.
No, I'm trying to get it onto the screen.
Let me ask the commissioners. Commissioners, did you receive? I have the plans. Did all the other commissioners receive the plan? Is there any commissioner that has not received the plans?
I did not, Commissioner Liranzo.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask everyone to please try to view your own plans that you received, and hopefully we can get the plans up for Mr. Lorenzo, but if not, we're probably gonna have to move forward without them.
Sorry, I couldn't run through it before the guys left the office, but it's here. It should be right on top. Sorry.
It happens, but, if everybody else can just look, that's not it.
No, I can't get, I need to get to the,
Alright, let's just try to explain to us, and the rest of the group, maybe we can get, maybe IT, Madam Secretary, can send those, plans that the rest of us received to Mr. Lorenzo. So we can all look them up individually, would that be a possibility?
I'll do my best.
Okay, thank you. Please then move forward with your testimony, please.
so as a result of that, we now designed a second level storage area. And then, of course, on Marshall Street, we would have entry to the existing parking area, which now will contain 52 cars. And as Mr. Ravani said, it's more than sufficient. We also have some parking in the main building across the street. So we're not really looking for any additional parking. And then at that lower level also, again, access from Marshall Street, we have 2 loading docks, which they will schedule and have trucks coming in and out with the goods that Mr. Ravani testified they need for their storage and production. All the production will still remain in the main building that's on Marshall Street now. So only two-way traffic do we anticipate on Marshall Street. One-way traffic primarily on Marshall Street. Industrial Plaza will be the only place we have two-way in and out.
As for the variances, can you describe the minimum front yard, rear yard, and side yard variances?
Yes, like I said, essentially now it's a parking lot. It incorporates all of that area. And to make the building efficient, we wanted to stretch it obviously as close as possible as we could. We have 3 feet, Mike is correct. The ordinance calls for 10. If we do that, then we would lose some space and also some loading and unloading on the industrial plaza. So it just works out arithmetically to be better that way. There's no issue with regard to the view corridor because coming into industrial plaza, the corner is eased. Effectively shares the same viewport it has now. We will go through Mr. Mark Ron's analysis with regard to drainage and traffic. I've already had preliminary discussion with him. And of course, we made an application to the county. Pending this application being approved, we then will go to the county and discuss traffic and drainage. But the side yards, rear yards, and front yards are all essential to having this building meet the criteria that we need to get not only the parking, but the space of the building above. I don't see it as any detriment to the surrounding buildings because they're all industrial. And quite honestly, the building right next to us, to the left of this side, is right up against our property. So there's precedent for what we're asking.
And how tall will the building be?
Mr. Deutsch recapped in his review, 42.5, 42.3. He's on a sloping site, so we take an average. And if we stay within 10% of the height, which in this ordinance is 40 feet, they find it acceptable.
Right. And what about the minimum parking space size?
Parking space size is mostly a waiver. We're providing the same number of spaces, but instead of the 9 foot, we're asking for 8'6", which is more than sufficient for a passenger car. We're not going to be parking any trucks at that lower level.
And the minimum handicap parking space size?
Yeah, that's also a function of the bay, of the steel structure above. So we make it accommodating, and it works. It's a slight variance to what the ordinance says in the actual writing.
And a maximum lot coverage, can you describe?
For the lot coverage, again, the way we discussed it, and Mike and I agreed, really the lower level is, in terms of building, it's the loading dock, a small office, a small bathroom, and an elevator. But since we're enclosing it, Mike and I felt that that really is part of coverage. And so even though the screen walls are it's not conditioned space, it's still considered building. And we do need that footprint to accommodate the size of the building that we have up above.
So you don't see the area being overburdened by this project?
No, in fact, it's a benefit because we are accommodating the parking. We're not asking for any variances on parking. And parking is important to Mr. Ravani and his operation. But we're not asking for variance on that. So you do have a slight trade-off. We're covering more of the site, although the site is now 100% parked. It's 100% paved. Not changing the drainage. The drainage is going to remain. So we found a reasonable request to ask this board to condition it based on that
And the plant is also in the I-1 zone, correct?
Yes, it is. Most of those sites on that side of Marshall are industrial and have traditionally been used that way.
And so you would see the project as having a benefit to the area.
Benefit to the area, yes, it would clean it up. The decorative walls are going to add artistic, architectural aesthetic to the street. Right now, it's just a parking lot, and that comes at a cost, obviously. We like the idea of that having an edge, defining that building. It's not just open parking space. The use is rather pedestrian, it's storage and parking. So we added some interest in the elevations. I wish I could get them up on the screen, but the drawing should have show them to you. We added a little interest, some color, and again, it's going to provide a safe and secure environment, given those screen walls, well lit underneath, for not only the occupants of the building, but also the workforce that comes to it from Biogenesis.
I don't have any further questions. If the board has any questions for Mr. Powell.
Okay, at this time then, you have no other witnesses at this point, correct?
Point then.
Okay, so at this time, I'm gonna open the questions up to the public. If anyone in the public has any questions, please call in on 973-321-1579. The meeting ID number is 711. I'm sorry? Somebody just say something?
Sorry, no.
Okay. And the meeting ID number is 711-680-001. I will allow 2 minutes for call-ins, 3 minutes for questions. Okay, and while we're waiting to see if we have anybody calling in, I will open it up to the commissioners. Commissioners, any questions of either of the two witnesses? Commissioners?
It's Commissioner Figueroa.
Yes.
So,
Commissioner Figueroa, go ahead, please.
everyone. So my first thing, this is only gonna be used for storage, as a storage facility, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. All right. And the hours, before when you were speaking, you said 8 AM to,
5 p.m.
and that's only Monday through Friday, correct?
Correct.
Okay. That was it.
Thank you.
Hey, commissioners, any other commissioners?
I do have a caller, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I have Mr. Juan Garcia. Are you there, sir? Mr. Garcia?
I don't see a call. I don't.
I don't see the caller. I will try and get him at this moment.
All right, let's just give it 2 minutes to see if she can get the caller on the line, and if not, we're gonna move forward.
The IT staff is connecting him again. One moment. Mr. Garcia, are you there, sir?
I don't see a call.
They're trying to connect him, so it's gonna take a minute. The caller will be connecting in a few minutes. I don't know how you want to proceed, but he is going to call back in.
Well, there's no other way to proceed. They're done with their testimony, so we're just gonna have to wait a few minutes to see if he calls in and what his questions are. Okay, somebody has their mic on, so I would ask everybody to please turn their mics off. Would you find out from IT just how much longer? Because I see.
Mr. Garcia, are you there, sir? Lost him.
Yep. I'm gonna give this 2 more minutes, then I'm gonna have to move on.
Mr. Garcia, are you there, sir?
Madam Chair, I believe you've given the prospective caller enough time to call in. At your preference, you can move on. It doesn't appear that he can connect. You're muted.
He's on the meeting, but for some reason, we can't hear him. So, do as you please. Leave it in your hands, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, it has been almost 6
I
minutes.
understand, I had a technical problem myself. We're gonna move on, okay? I do see his name there, but I don't see or hear him. So I'm gonna have to move on at this point. Right? He's not on, or is that his?
Mr. Garcia, can you hear? Can you unmute yourself somehow? Because you're on, but we have to proceed. I can't hear you.
No, okay. I'm going to move forward. I'm gonna ask, Ms. Goldstein, would you like to summarize, or, would Mr. Baglione like to summarize?
Yes, Your Honor. Again, we are so grateful for this opportunity. We know that this is a special meeting and it's an imposition upon your lives, and that is so greatly appreciated. With regard to our clients, we are grateful for this opportunity, and what they'd just like to reiterate is that during this pandemic, they were able to participate in providing safety gear and equipment to our first responders. If ever called upon to do that during the continuation of this pandemic or any emergency situation, that they would, and that the building of this storage facility is ancillary to their current business. If your honors were to approve this build out, at the conclusion of the build out, the Rabanis would have invested $8.5 million in capital alone into the city. But when you look at human infrastructure, as they had stated, the number of employees that are Paterson-centric, they are contributing as great citizens, they're contributing to the economy, they're contributing to the safety, but more importantly to the community by hiring and training new employees. And we would state that that is just priceless in the grand scheme of things. When your honors look at their course of history since arriving in the city of Paterson and purchasing the building, they took a blighted building, as Mr. Kappa has testified. It was originally the Aldon Market. Then it was purchased by Glenrock Hams, and they had aged beef, and they just abandoned the entire facility. The clean out, the environmental clean out, everything that they have done has been top notch. It's now a green certified facility. They are going to continue that with their build out, and they would just respectfully ask for your honor's consideration, as there's not been one violation for any type of issue, whether it be noise, garbage, or traffic. And we assert to you that we will continue with that. This will not be a problem citizen, but this will be an excellent citizen, and we thank you for your considerations.
Okay, thank you. Would any commissioner like to make a motion on this application?
Commissioner Fulmer will.
Yes, Commissioner Fulmore, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. On the application for the applicant Biogenesis Incorporated, 444 Marshall Street, Paterson, New Jersey, 07503, located at property 408-426 Marshall Street, block 5401, lot 6. I move that the board attorney prepare a resolution granting site plan approval, bulk variances, city engineer, city traffic engineer, county of the state planning board, and HEP soil conservation service.
Thank you. Do I have a second? A second by Commissioner Lorenzo. Roll call, please.
Commissioners, Commissioner Ahmed,
I just want to thank the owner for investing in Paterson, and also as you grow your business, please hire Patersonians. So absolutely my vote is yes. Thank you.
thank you. Commissioner Liranzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Santana,
Bueno.
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Commissioner Fulmore,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
and Chairwoman Northrop.
Yes, congratulations.
Application has been
Thank you,
granted.
I'm so grateful. Thank you, everyone. We are so
Thank you.
grateful for allowing us this
Just
presentation.
keep growing. Just keep growing that company.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so now, we will move on to, where are we going? Okay, Mr. Deutsch. Mr. Deutsch there?
Yeah.
Hi, okay, which application would you like to hear next? It should be two. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm muted.
You're unmuted now, so which one did you want to do?
Mr. Maricona, do you have a preference?
Alimi Builders, please.
We will hear Alimi Builders.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Okay. Where is I see Mr. Maricona. Okay, so we're all good here? Okay. So we gotta get rid of the public portion, Juan Garcia up there in the corner, so hopefully IT will take care of that. Meantime, it's Alimi Builders LLC, 368-372 East 27th Street, Block 3308, Lot 11. Mr. Maricando, you're representing this applicant this evening?
Yes, good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Alan Maricondo, my office at 726 Market Street, Paterson, on behalf of the.
Wanda CIG.
Get done.
It'll record this one.
Okay, IT is gonna have to, take care of that. Alright, so, the applicant, okay, so everybody needs to be muted themselves, thank you. The applicant proposes to subdivide the existing 6,274 square foot parcel into 2 lots. Proposed lot 11 is to contain the existing 2-family dwelling on a 2,938 square foot lot. Proposed lot 11.01 is to contain a new 2-family dwelling with 3 bedrooms in each unit on a 3,336 square foot lot. Proposed lot 11 requests variances for minimum lot size as 5,000 square foot is required and 2,938 square feet is proposed. Lot width is 50 feet of lot width is required and 29.38 feet of lot width is proposed. 14 feet of total side yard setback is required and 6.5 feet of total yard setback is proposed. And parking as 4 off-street parking spaces are required and 3 off-street parking spaces are proposed. Existing non-conforming conditions shall remain for front yard setback as 20 feet is required and 6.2 feet exist. And 1 side yard setback as a minimum of 4 feet is required and 1.5 feet exists. Proposed lot 11.01 requests variances for minimum lot size as 5,000 square foot is required and 3,336 square feet is proposed. Lot width is 50 feet of lot width is required and 29.38 feet of lot width is proposed, and total side yard setback is 14 feet of total side yard setback is required and 10.2 feet of total side yard setback is proposed. A recorded driveway easement is required for the proposed 10-foot wide shared driveway between the existing and proposed dwelling and for the 24-foot proposed back-up area and rear yard. This proposal is located within the R2 low-medium density residential district and it requires minor subdivision approval, site plan approval, and bulk variances. Mr. Deutsch, would you like to give us your review, please?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman.
Okay.
Property taxes and sewer charges are paid to date. Sadia Alimi providing an address of 637 Wyckoff Avenue, Suite 231, Wyckoff, New Jersey, is the sole stockholder of Alimi Builders LLC. Michael Darmstadter, licensed surveyor, has prepared a boundary and topographic survey dated January 4th, 2021 that indicates the parcel is frontage of 58.76 feet on East 27th Street, a rear lot line that measures 66.73 feet, a southern lot line that measures 100.32 feet, and a northern lot line that measures 100 feet. A 2.5-story dwelling exists on the northeast corner of the lot. The lot has area of 6,274.5 feet. Michael Darmstadter has also prepared a minor subdivision plan dated January 4th, 2021. Proposed lot 11, which will continue to have the existing dwelling upon it, proposes frontage of 29.38 feet on East 27th Street, a rear lot line of 29.38 feet, a northern lot line of 100 feet, and a southern lot line of 100 feet. Lot 11 proposed area of 2,938 square feet. Proposed lot 11.01 indicates a proposed 2-family, 3-story dwelling and proposes frontage of 29.38 feet on East 27th Street, a rear lot line of 37.35 feet, a northern lot line of 100 feet, and a southern lot line of 100.32 feet. Lot 11.01 proposed area of 3,336.5 square feet. A recorded driveway easement is required for the proposed 10-foot wide shared driveway between the existing and proposed dwelling and for the 24-foot proposed backup area in the rear yard. Both proposed lots 11 and 11.01 will have a width along East 27th Street of 29.38 feet. Each lot requires a lot area variance, as the minimum lot size in the R2 zone is 5,000 square feet. Each proposed lot also requires a variance for lot width, as a minimum lot width of 50 feet is required, and 29.38 feet of lot width is proposed. Evans Architect has prepared a two-page site plan dated January 18, 2021. Sheet S1 indicates the boundary and topographic survey, the zoning tables, the site plans, the site location tax map, and construction details for the curb detail, recharge pit detail, concrete apron, depressed curb, and sidewalk. The existing dwelling to remain on proposed lot 11 exists at 6.2 feet from the front property line, and the minimum front yard setback is 20 feet. Other existing dwellings in the surrounding area have front yard setbacks of between 6.3 and 12.4 feet. The applicant's proposal of a 10-foot front yard setback for the proposed dwelling on lot 11.01 is within the acceptable average minimum setback for the surrounding area. The minimum side yard setback in the R2 zone is a minimum of 14 feet combined setback, and a combined setback of 6.5 feet is proposed, which requires a variance. 4 off-street parking spaces are required, and 3 off-street parking spaces are proposed in the rear of the lot. A variance for 1 parking space is requested. Proposed lot 11.01 requires a minimum of 14 feet combined side yard setback, and 10 feet of combined side yard setback is proposed. 4 off-street parking spaces are required. 2 are proposed in the garage in a tandem arrangement, and 2 are proposed in the rear of the parcel. A shared 12-foot curb cut is proposed. Sheet SK1 indicates the first floor plans and elevation drawings for the proposed dwelling on lot 11.01. The proposed dwelling is 20 feet in width and 62 feet in length. The first floor indicates a 2-car tandem garage, a storage room of 400 square feet with an enclosed half bathroom that is to be part of the second floor 3-bedroom unit, a 2-car tandem space garage, mechanical and laundry units behind louvered doors, and a staircase to the upper floors. The second floor indicates a 3-bedroom unit of 1,200 gross square feet and includes a living room and dining room, 2 full bathrooms, and a kitchen. The third floor indicates a 3-bedroom unit of 1,200 gross square feet and includes a living room and dining room, 2 full bathrooms, a laundry room, and a kitchen. The front elevation indicates a masonry staircase and landing to the front doors and a garage door to the left. Windows are located on the second and third floors. The front of the dwelling indicates a partial brick facade. The building has a height of 35 feet. The rear elevation indicates double windows on all 3 floors. On the left side elevation, 4 single windows are proposed on the first floor, and 3 single windows are proposed on the second and third floors. On the right side elevation, 1 window is on the first floor and 3 windows are on the second and third floors. The rear and both sides of the dwelling will be vinyl sided. The roof has an A-frame design. All landscaping within the front yard setbacks shall be kept to a maximum height of 30 inches in order to ensure adequate vehicular sight distance. Shall be the responsibility of the applicant and or the preparer of the plan to obtain a letter from the city engineer indicating the plans have been satisfactorily reviewed prior to the plans being released to the construction official. If approved, the applicant shall file a subdivision plat in conformity with the map filing law for a deed clearly describing the approved minor subdivision. Chairman and Secretary of the Planning Board shall sign the deed. Surrounding land uses. This proposal is located in the 10th Avenue section of the city. The surrounding area is predominantly residential, consisting of older 2 and 2.5 story structures. There is a 2-story garden apartment complex located on the eastern side of East 27th Street containing multiple units. There are a variety of lot sizes in this block, ranging from 2,500 square feet to 7,500 square feet. In conclusion, the applicant estimates the cost of this proposal at approximately $250,000. As is your staff review for this proposal, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you. Mr. Maricondo?
Yes, again, good evening, Commissioners. Thank you. On behalf of Leamy Builders, this LLC is owned by Sinana Leamy, S-I-N-A-N, rather than Sadi. That was actually, I believe, in our original submission. Mr. Leamy, as is his brother, are experienced developers and builders in the city of Paterson, having been born and raised here, and have appeared before this board on several occasions successfully. This is a parcel, as Mr. Deutsch has accurately described, that is located in the area of 27th and 10th Avenue neighborhood. It's an area which we believe is very well, particularly well suited, I should say, for subdivision at this time to create the opportunity for new housing. Mr. Evans will be discussing the architectural as well as the planning testimony. And with regard to parking, we will also be stipulating that the recorded driveway easement in perpetuity would be recorded as part of the subdivision deeds as per Mr. Deutsch's reviews required this evening. We'll be presenting testimony we believe that adequately provides the basis for the granting of these subdivisions and the variances that are linked to them as well. That being said, we'll call Mr. Evans at this time.
Swear affirm testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Say your full name for the record?
Matthew Evans, architect planner, 470 Chamberlain Ave, Paterson, New Jersey.
And we accept him as an expert witness. Please proceed.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Mr. Evans, could you provide us with an overview of the site and what the applicant is proposing to do, taking into account Mr. Deutsch's report, of course?
Okay, can you see the plan I presented? Posted?
I see something.
It's not the plan, hold on.
Looks like it might be the top page.
Alright, let me see. Can you see the sheet S1?
No.
We did, you removed it.
Alright, I'll put it back. Alright, can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, alright, so we have, based on, we agree with Mr. Deutsch's report. What we're doing is we're taking the existing property, subdividing it, leaving the existing house, which is sited to the north of the lot, and we are subdividing it and creating a two-family on the south side of the lot. There's an irregularly shaped lot, and what we're doing is providing an easement in the middle of the two houses, so we could provide adequate parking in the rear, and also we have a two car tandem garage. So we have 5 parking spaces in the rear and then 2 in the garage on the new structure. This house that we're proposing is a standard house that we've done in similar lots, even smaller, 25 by 100. This one is 3,336 square feet, so this house fits nicely on the property, and the existing house would remain as it was built and constructed.
That's a two-family as well?
Yes. So that would be the site plan. Going to the architecturals also, we have a typical 2-car garage, unfinished storage in the rear. That's basically accessed only from the first floor unit. The first floor unit is 1,150 with the inclusion of the ground floor. That's about 1,750 square feet. Then we have the second floor unit above, which is 1,200 square feet. They both have 2 full bathrooms, laundry, and 3 bedrooms. Looking at the architecture, on the front we have a bay window, a double gable facade with a mix of brick, stone, stucco, and clapboard siding. And we have a L-shaped stair which enters both apartments from the ground. And the right side elevation and left are similar, rear are a little bit more subdued, and that would be our application.
Now, with regard to the variances that are created, Mr. Evans, on the subdivision proposal, we are presenting 7 parking spaces of the 8 required, is that correct?
Yes.
So we're very, very close in conformity and probably providing much more parking than other houses in the area?
Yes. So, I mean, the house is, I mean, it's in the R2 zone, but if you've seen the area, it has garden apartments, other multifamily type structures. This is more in keeping with the 2-family zone. So this is, by subdividing it, we're able to keep 2 families.
And the surrounding properties have a wide range of lot sizes from 2,500 all the way past 5,000?
Yes.
Okay. Again, we comply with building height, number of stories, lot coverage, a lot of the critical bulk variances, would that be accurate?
Yes.
Okay. So again, we only have the lot area, lot width issues to remain?
Yes.
And again, you know, in your estimation, would the new construction create any impact of light and air or any other negative impact on surrounding property owners?
No, this would be the most acceptable type of structure in this area. It's fitting with the R2 zone, 2-family house, and it's in keeping with the scale, density, and character of the 2-family zone.
That's all I have, Madam Chair, at this time.
Mr. Mariconda, who else are you calling this evening on this application?
That's Mr. Alimi.
Okay,
He's available.
please call Mr. Alini.
And Mr. Alimi's available.
Please raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand.
You swear or affirm testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
State your full name for the record.
Sinan Alimi?
And Mr. Alimi, you are the principal of Alami Builders LLC,
Yes.
and as such, you're fully familiar with this plan and this property that you own?
Yes.
Okay, and you've had other experience in developing residential properties, including subdivisions in the city of Paterson?
Yes.
Okay, and so you're in full agreement with the way Mr. Evans has designed this plan?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have, Madam Chair.
Let me just ask you, there was an easement that was requested.
Right. Mr. Evans touched upon it, it's to create the parking access, is that right, Mr. Evans?
Yeah, so both lots have their parking, ability to park in the rear yard.
And you're comfortable with that easement design, as per Mr. Deutsch's report, will allow easy ingress and egress for parking purposes?
Yeah, so we, that easement will allow adequate off-street parking for both structures.
That'll be recorded with the deeds, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. All right, so at this time, I'm gonna open it up to the public. If there's anyone in the public that has any questions regarding this application, 973-321-1579 is the phone number. The meeting ID is 711-680-001. And I'll allow 2 minutes for call-ins, 3 minutes for questions. And while we're waiting to see if anyone calls in, I'm gonna open it up to the commissioners. Commissioners, questions?
Commissioner Figueroa, I just wanted to see if council could go into a little bit. I know you just asked about the easement, but just for the purpose of fully understanding that and how it's being included into the minor subdivision, the perpetuity of it. That means that as long as the property is gonna be part of this whole moving forward.
Yes, Commissioner, I actually had a quick question just to clarify. Mr. Mariconda, the easement would be running through, I guess, the center between both well, I should ask, Matt, I should ask you this. It's running through the middle of the subdivision to access the parking on both sides in the rear, correct?
Yeah, so we have, one driveway that's, shared driveway, similar to others in the area. And that would be that gray area that you see, between the buildings. The shaded area would be the limits of the easement area. So, it allows people to drive in and out and, park, on each lot independently.
Okay. Commissioner Figueroa.
Plans, you put those plans back up so we can see it, please. Thank you.
The easement runs forever. Basically, the easement runs with the land. So unless somebody comes in to knock everything down and do some sort of new building in the future, that easement will run in perpetuity. And even in that situation, it might be difficult to terminate the easement.
Okay,
You see
thank
the
you.
gray area here?
I have another question for Matt, if I could.
Yeah.
Once you're done with that.
I'm done. Do you need anything?
Yeah, I just noticed, is it me, like on the drawings of the first floor unit and the second floor unit, there's a laundry room on the second floor, but there's not one on the first? I'm missing.
Yeah, so there's a laundry room on the ground level adjacent to the garage. So the mechanicals for the first unit are on the adjacent to the stairs. So it's like almost like a basement kind of laundry setup. And then we have the 2-car garage, we have the mechanicals and the laundry for that unit there. Then, where the laundry would be similar to the upper floor, we have a pantry or a walk-in closet adjacent to the kitchen.
All right, thank you, I'm sorry, I didn't look.
Okay.
That's all right.
No, we have found with the two-family design, Commissioner, that, placing the laundry room on the lower unit in the lower area below the first floor works very well in terms of fitting an appropriate living space.
It makes sense, thank you.
Commissioners, any other commissioners? Okay, here, Maggie, do we have any callers?
We have no
Secretary?
callers at this time, you may proceed.
Okay, so commissioners, last chance, no questions? Okay, then I'm gonna ask Mr. Maricano to summarize, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Briefly, I'd indicate that we believe we have provided a site plan that is clearly in context with the surrounding area in terms of our proposed subdivision and providing the opportunity to meet one of the stated goals of the zoning ordinance with respect to providing new housing. And as you can see, the variances requested are very, very limited. We have an opportunity here to provide 7 of the 8 parking spaces, which we think is excellent. And we have an opportunity, obviously, to provide quality housing by an experienced developer, and we will certainly comply with all the conditions that Mr. Deutsch has requested and council has cited with respect to the deed in perpetuity, the easement in perpetuity. Thank you.
Madam Chair, we need to vote on the subdivision first,
Yes.
and then on the site plan of bulk variances. Just so the commissioners are aware, the easement, I would suggest on both resolutions, if there's an approval, that the easement be a condition on both the subdivision and the site plan and both variances, just so to avoid any confusion.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna ask if any commissioner would like to make a motion on this application?
Sure, Commissioner Figueroa.
Subdivision first, Mr. Aquilina?
Yes.
Yes, Madam Secretary.
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Figueroa, please.
Okay. On the application of Alimi Builders LLC, 637 Wyckoff Avenue, Suite 231, Wyckoff, New Jersey, 07481, at the property address 368-372 East 27th Street, Block 3308, Lot 11. I move that the board attorney prepare a resolution granting minor subdivision approval.
Okay, do I have a second?
Madam Chair, with the condition.
Oh, I'm so sorry, you did say that.
I can add that in, Commissioner. There'd be a condition that there be an easement in perpetuity between the 2 newly proposed lots for parking in the rear of both proposed lots.
I
said
second.
perfectly. Thank you.
Okay. Second was by Commissioner Lorenzo.
Alonso.
Okay, good. A roll call, please.
Commissioners, Commissioner Ahmed,
Yes.
Commissioner Liranzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Santana,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Commissioner Fulmore.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
and Chairwoman Northrop.
Yes.
7 votes in the affirmative, this application has been granted. Thank you.
Okay, so now the next portion would
very much.
be for the site plan. So do I have, would any commissioner like to make a motion on the site plan?
And bulk.
And bulk, yes, site plan and bulk. Commissioners? Don't make me get my paperwork out. Commissioner Figueroa, go ahead.
On the application, let's see if I get this all.
You'll
On the
get,
application of Alimi Builders LLC, 637 Wyckoff Avenue, Suite 231, Wyckoff, New Jersey, 07481, for property address located at 368-372 East 27th Street, Block 3308, Lot 11. I move that the board attorney prepare a resolution granting site plan approval, bulk variances, as well as the recorded driveway easement in perpetuity. City engineer, Hudson and Essex Passaic Soil Conservation Service, and the County of Passaic minor subdivision approval or exemption.
I think we got it all. Is that correct, Mr. Acquaviva?
I don't think she missed anything.
Okay, goody. All right, second, please.
Second.
Second by Commissioner, I have Commissioner Lorenzo, I have a second. By Commissioner Lorenzo, okay, roll call, please.
Commissioners, Commissioner Ahmed,
Yes.
Commissioner Liranzo,
Yes.
Commissioner Santana. Thank you, Commissioner Roman.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Fulmore,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
and Chairwoman Northrop. 7 in the affirmative, this application has been granted.
Okay. Moving right along. Next, Michael, I guess we're doing EC Property Holdings?
That is correct.
Alrighty then. Okay, so EC Property Holdings LLC, 523 Union Avenue, Block 610, Lot 10. Oh, Mr. Maricondo, you representing this applicant?
Yes, good evening, Madam Chair. Alan Maricondo on behalf of EC Property Holdings LLC.
Okay, thank you. So EC Property Holdings LLC, 523 Union Boulevard, Block 610, Lot 10. The applicant proposes to construct a 3-story, 2-unit residential building on a 2,019 square foot lot, vacant lot. The dwelling has approximately dimensions of 19 feet in width and 65 feet in length. The proposed first floor indicates a 2-car tandem garage, refuge, recycling bins, a laundry, a mechanical closet, a half bathroom, and a storage room. The second floor proposes a 3-bedroom unit, and the third floor also proposes a 3-bedroom unit. Variances are requested for lot area 5,000 square feet is required and 2,019 square feet is existing. Lot width as 50-foot lot width is required and 2714 lot width is existing. Minimum front yard setback is 20 feet is required and a setback of 7.04 feet is proposed. A minimum rear yard setback of 20 feet is required and a rear yard setback of 5.56 feet is proposed. 12 feet of combined side yard setback is required and 6 feet of combined side yard setback is proposed. A lot coverage of 40% is permitted and lot coverage of 60% is proposed. 4 off-street parking spaces are required and 2 are proposed. This proposal is located within the R3 high medium density residential district and it requires site plan approval and bulk variances. So, Mr. Deutsch, would you like to give us your review, please?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
Excuse me, Mr. Deutsch, Madam Chair, if we can just let the record reflect that Commissioner Lorenzo has left the meeting.
Commissioner Lorenzo left the meeting. We still have a quorum, correct?
I believe so.
We have 6 commissioners.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so, Mr. Maricondo, I'm sorry, Mr. Deutsch, give us your review, please.
Yes, thank you. Property taxes are current, there are no sewer charges due on vacant land. In a letter dated August 12, 2021, it is stated that JEH Property Management, Inc. is 100% owned by Kathy Hahn, 76 Leroy Street, Tenafly, New Jersey. As indicated on the survey prepared by GB Engineering and dated December 15, 2020, the parcel is fronted to 27.14 feet along Union Avenue, a rear lot line that measures 25.33 feet, a western side lot line that measures 43.06 feet, and an eastern side line that measures 80.5 feet. Parcel's area of 2,019 square feet or 0.46 acres. The site is located 223.5 feet west of the intersection of West Broadway and Union Avenue. The site is vacant. Two-story residential structures exist both to the west and east of this proposal. The intersection of Coral Street and West Broadway is directly south of this proposal. A residential dwelling with no driveway access previously occupied this site. Evans Architect has prepared a two-page site plan dated February 22nd, 2021. Sheet number A1 indicates the site plan, the zoning ordinance data, the site location plan, and the 3 floor plans. The site plan indicates that a proposed two-family, 3-story dwelling is proposed 7.94 feet from the front property line, 5.56 feet from the rear property line, 3.19 feet from the western property line, and 3.06 feet from the eastern property line. A new 12-foot curb cut is proposed on Union Avenue. Sheet number A1 also indicates details for the curb, paving, recharge pit, sidewalk detail, and water and sewer connections. The R3 high-medium density residential district permits two-family dwellings. 5,000 square feet of lot area is required for a 2-unit dwelling in the R3 zone. The applicant's proposal for a two-family dwelling requires a variance for lot area, as the lot is area of 2,019 square feet. The proposed first floor plan indicates a 2-car tandem garage, a 541 square foot rear room with an enclosed half bathroom that is to be used as storage for the second floor unit, louver doors for both the mechanical units and for the laundry, and stairs to the upper floors. An exterior area for refuse recycling is indicated below the exterior staircase in an enclosed room. Second floor plan indicates a 3-bedroom unit of 1,829 square feet that includes the 541 square foot first floor storage area. Also included is a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, and 2 full bathrooms. The third floor, 3-bedroom unit of 1,288 square feet is identical in layout to the second floor plan. Both of the units meet or exceed the minimum square footage requirement for a 3-bedroom unit. Sheet number A2 is the building elevations. The front elevation indicates the first floor garage door and masonry steps leading to the 2 front doors. Bay windows are indicated on both the second and third floors, and a single window is placed in the stairwell. The building has a decorative gable vent with an A-frame roof, and building materials include brick veneer. The rear elevation indicates double windows on all 3 floors. The right side elevation indicates a masonry front staircase, a window on the first floor, and 3 single windows on the second and third floors. The second and third floors have a vinyl siding. The left side elevation indicates 4 windows on the first floor and 3 single windows on the second and third floors. The second and third floors are to be vinyl sided also. The building has a top height of 35 feet. In addition to the lot area variance, new variances are requested for lot width. 50 feet of lot width is required, and 27.14 feet of lot width exists. A minimum front yard setback of 20 feet is required and 10 feet is proposed. A rear yard setback of 20 feet is required and 5.56 feet is proposed. A maximum lot coverage of 40% is permitted and lot coverage of 60% is proposed. 4 off-street parking spaces are required and 2 off-street parking spaces are provided. Shall be the responsibility of the applicant and or the preparer of the plans to obtain a letter from the city engineer indicating the plans have been satisfactorily reviewed prior to the plans being released to the construction official. Surrounding land use of this proposal is in the total west section of the city. The area is primarily residential with 2.5-story, 2 or 3 unit dwellings on lot sizes ranging mainly from 2,500 square feet to 5,000 square feet. Most of the structures are older and built up to the right-of-way lines. School 14 is located on the southeast corner of Union Avenue and Coral Street. In conclusion, the applicant estimates the approximate cost of this proposal at approximately $200,000. That is your staff review for this proposal, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you, Mr. Deutsch. Mr. Maricondo?
Yes, thank you again, Madam Chair. Madam Chair and Commissioners will be presenting Mr. Evans as our architect planner, as well as Mr. Jose Cordova, who's the principal of EC Property Holding, who again this evening is an experienced developer in the city of Paterson, who has appeared before this board on numerous occasions with similar projects in terms of developing vacant lots. One thing which Mr. Evans' testimony I think will serve to highlight is that this is a vacant parcel that had suffered a fire loss. He'll detail that there was a 2-family on site, and what we're looking to do essentially is restore this property to its former use, which is a permitted use in the R3 zone, albeit a small lot. There was an existing 2-family house here. What we're going to do is create now a 2-family that's in full conformity with all building codes and fire codes and everything that would be part and parcel to new residential development. So that being said, we'll call Mr. Evans at this time.
Okay.
Swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Your full name for the record.
Matthew Evans, architect planner, 470 Chamberlain Ave, Paterson, New Jersey.
We accept Mr. Evans as an expert witness. Thank you. Please proceed.
Okay, Mr. Evans, I touched in my opening about what this parcel contains. Would you go through that testimony?
Sure. I'm posting the plan that was discussed previously. There was formerly a residential unit here that was fire damaged, and we would be filling in this infill lot with a new 2-family structure compatible with the density, scale, and size of the neighboring multifamilies in the neighborhood. The property would have 2 parking spaces on site, and the property is adjacent to Coral Street near West Broadway. So that little section of Union Avenue has predominantly 2-family houses in the area, and this would be in keeping with the those type of structures and the streetscape of the neighborhood. The floor plans are similar to the previous application. Has a 2-car garage. We have unfinished storage with no access to the outside except through the first floor unit, which combined with the ground floor level is 829 square feet. It has 2 full bathrooms, laundry, it's separate mechanicals, and it's a 3-bedroom unit. Then the top floor was 1,288 square feet for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit. That meets the minimum requirement of 1,100 square feet, so that is compatible with the type of structures that we've been designing for these size lots. The front elevation is a mix of materials. We have a bay window for the units in the living room. We have stone, stucco, and clapboard siding along with a brick base for the first floor. and then the garage, which is a 2-car garage for the units. So that's the elevations. We have some engineering details also. And then we have on-site drainage. So everything is compatible with county requirements and also the city engineer's requirements for this type of development.
And this type of development also would be reviewed by the county planning board as Union Ave is county road?
It may, the county.
May be exempt?
Yeah, anything I believe 4-family or less would be exempt, but that would be the purview of the county if they would, we usually have these waived. So.
Alright, and again, we obviously are addressing a couple variances, but we do provide 2 parking spaces for the 2-family units, is that correct?
Yes.
And again, there are a variety of lot sizes here, ranging from smaller to larger.
Yeah, so we have a little bit undersized lot compared to typical 2,500 square foot lots, 2019 square feet. As I mentioned before, there was a building on this previously had fire damage. This would be a new 3-story structure, which would infill that void that's been left by the fire. And this structure is basically going to be up to the code today, which would be all fire-rated construction in accordance with the 2018 International Building Code.
And our proposed height, number of stories complies with the R3 zone?
Yes.
Okay, good. And again, the ability to develop an infill lot, I know that you've talked about in the past how important that is in the zoning ordinance master plan.
Yeah, so in an R3 zone, 2 families are permitted, and this is in keeping with the residential zone for multi-family and medium density.
Okay. And obviously the negatives about leaving a vacant parcel undeveloped become public eyesores and possibly create quality of life issues in the area. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, this would bring the other ratables to the neighborhood and new construction, which would enhance the area.
And removes the negative impact of a vacant lot, such as debris and also the loitering and other issues that occur on a vacant lot?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have, Madam Chair, at this time.
Who else would you be calling this evening?
Just Mr. Cordova.
Okay, please call him.
And Jose,
I'm here.
you gotta come on the screen.
I'm trying. Let me see what's going on.
We had you on before.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
Please raise your right hand. You swear affirm testimony about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Say your full name for the record.
Jose Cordova, 914 Madison Avenue, Paterson, New Jersey.
Okay. And Jose, you are the owner of EC Property Holdings Llc, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as such, you own this property, which is the subject of our application.
Correct.
And I indicated in my opening that you have experience in developing other residential structures of this type and size?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay. And these units that are proposed on the parcel that's been vacant since the fire, do you plan on them being rental units, or would this building be for sale, or have you made a decision yet?
More than likely, it's going to be for rental units.
Okay. And are you in agreement with Mr. Evans' testimony tonight?
Yes, I am.
And also Mr. Deutsch's report you heard and are satisfied with that report as well?
Yes, I am.
That's all I have, Madam Chair, at this time.
I just have a quick question because the plans, I actually needed the Hubble telescope to see them, they were so small. So I'm just gonna ask, because I thought, I could be wrong, but I thought I heard that there is a bathroom on the ground level.
Matt can repost that again, that's not a problem.
Okay, can you see it now?
I can, but it's still tiny. It's like, do you think?
Try to make it bigger.
We're gonna try to enlarge it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So basically, it's just a powder room on the, typical with these. So behind the garage, we have a little powder room for the ground level, and it's typical for these two-family houses to have a bathroom facility, which would not be a full bathroom, it'd just be a washroom for usability in the,
For the lower level tenant?
yes.
And is there any separate access from the outside there?
No, so as you can see, we have basically just an unfinished storage area for Unit A, and that would be this rear of the garages, and that's typical for what a lot of these units
Okay.
propose.
I was just wanting to make sure that there's no access from the outside so that this could not become a third party rental.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to open, no other witnesses this evening, Mr. Maricont, on this?
No further witnesses.
Okay, so I'm gonna open this up to the public. Give me one moment. I'm gonna open this up to the public. No, I'm not. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Bear with me one moment, please. Okay, here we go. If anyone from the public, has any questions on this application of either the owner of the property or Mr. Evans, the architect, please call in at 973-321-1579, and the meeting ID is 711-680-001. Okay, I'll have 2 minutes for call-ins, 3 minutes for questions, and while we're doing that, I'm just going to ask then, commissioners, any questions? No, commissioners? It's too quiet. Commissioners? No questions, commissioners?
And we have no callers at this time, Madam Chair.
Okay, and we obviously don't have any questions either, at this time. Am I correct in saying that, commissioners? Last chance. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to, ask Mr. Maricont to summarize, please.
We will. Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you for your questions. Hopefully we resolved the layout of the lower level there. Basically believe that this is an excellent opportunity to create new housing, new quality housing in full conformity to building code. Unfortunately, after a fire loss, obviously it's a smaller lot, but this is the existing parcel we have. There's no room for extension on either side. As Matt indicated, this is strictly a residential zone, although Union Avenue has businesses farther down on the other end of Union Ave and moving towards West Broadway as well. But we have here a lot that needs to be developed. These vacant parcels have been mandated by the zoning ordinance and the master plan to be filled with quality usage, and this is what we're doing here to avoid the negative impacts that come from vacant lots and provide an opportunity for quality housing at the same time. We do provide as much parking as is possible, and the building will be in accordance with the streetscape and the limitations of the zone with respect to height and number of stories. So we think it's a win-win for the neighborhood to get this vacant parcel back in proper development stages. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Would any commissioner like to make?
This Commissioner Figueroa, so even in light of the parking situation that they're offering too, right? That area, there is public transportation readily available in that area.
Yes, there is.
That is true.
Yeah, I grew up there, I should know. Alright, I just wanted to add that little part that's not a big concern to me.
Okay, so, would any commissioner like to make a motion on this application?
Commissioner Fulmore,
Go ahead, Commissioner Fulmore, please.
on the application of EC Property Holdings Llc, Jose Cordova, 914 Madison Avenue, Paterson, New Jersey, 07524, at a property address 523 Union Avenue, Block 610, Lot 10. I move that the board attorney prepare a resolution granting site plan approval, bulk variances, city engineer, HEP Soil Conservation Service, and Passaic County Planning Board. Union Avenue is a county road.
Okay, may I have a second? No second?
Second.
Second by, yes, by Commissioner Ahmed, thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioners, Commissioner Ahmed,
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Santana,
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
thank you. Commissioner Fulmore,
Yes.
Commissioner Figueroa,
Yes.
and Chairwoman Northrop.
Yes, congratulations.
We thank you for your approval this evening.
Thank you so much.
I believe, commissioners, there is a meeting Wednesday evening, it's a special meeting. I believe there's one, application on the agenda, am I correct?
One resolution?
No, we have one resolution tonight?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that, so let me just go on and then ask you about Wednesday, it's one special meeting, correct?
Yes, I'll be sending out the information shortly.
It's this Wednesday?
It's at 7 p.m.
I think things got a little messed up because of the election and with the city council, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yes, it's for some reason, we're having, instead of the regular meeting, we had that tonight, the special meeting is Wednesday night.
Yeah, I
So-
will, just so you know, I won't be here on Wednesday, I'll have another attorney covering for me, I have a conflict.
Okay, no worries. You're doing the resolution this evening, Mr. Acquaviva?
That's news to me, Madam Chair, your resolution?
I could read it in the record if you like.
You please, Madam Secretary, I didn't see it.
So let me do it, Ms. Vega, because there was a change, so I just want to make sure that, this was heard on, September 29th. It was originally a 15-unit, residential building, 4-story at 122, 124 Godwin Avenue. During the meeting, the applicant reduced it to a 12-unit building, which was conditionally approved by the board by a vote of 6-1. And out of those 7 commissioners that were there and voted in the affirmative, tonight we have Commissioner Northrop, Commissioner Roman, and Commissioner Santana present that voted to approve it. So,
Okay.
Ms. Vega, would you like to take the roll call, please?
What was this for?
This was for Paterson Fund 1 LLC,
On what date was this? 'Cause-
September 29th.
Oh, I wasn't there. Sorry.
You were not there, Commissioner. 122, 124 Godwin Avenue. Applicant is seeking site plan approval and bulk variances to remove the existing 2.5-story frame dwelling on the parcel and construct a new 4-story residential building with a total of 15 units, which was reduced to 12 units. 9 off-street parking spaces are proposed. So this is for the memorializing resolution vote. Mr. Acquaviva, you had previously supplied this resolution to me, but we could not, you said that there was a mistake in it, and so we couldn't adopt it previously.
Okay.
So, Commissioner Northrop,
Yes.
Now, we need a motion and a second.
we need a motion. Someone would,
So moved.
First, Commissioner, is there a second?
Second by Commissioner Santana.
roll call, please.
Commissioners, Commissioner Santana,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes. Yes.
thank you, and Chairwoman Northrop.
Yes.
This resolution has been adopted with the changes as stated by Mr. Michael Deutsch. Thank you.
Okay, one second, nobody can go anywhere.
That's right.
Everybody there?
That's right, we're here.
So after a 1-year hiatus because of COVID-19, our holiday dinner is back. So, Madam Secretary, you wanna try to coordinate a night that, everybody might be available, I guess toward the first or second week of December? And any preferences of where to go?
December 10th is available. If you want to do it during the week, it can be done on a Tuesday. It's really up to the board at this point.
Well, if we went back to Patsy's, which I thought everybody enjoyed, Tuesday nights are the better nights for them. I was in there recently and they're very busy and they said Tuesdays are okay. Everybody else, I was in there one night, it was wall-to-wall people, it was ridiculous. You couldn't even hear each other think.
They've been insane since the middle of the summer, since
Right.
David Portnoy went and reviewed all these pizzas and gave them like a higher rating than everybody else, so the place is just insane on Friday and Saturday night. You can't, I grew up 3 blocks from there, I've known them since I was 5 years old, and I can't even get in on a Saturday night.
It's crazy, it's definitely, the weekends are crazy, but, and again, it's not just pizza, there are, dinners in there and so forth and so on. But anyway, that's just a suggestion.
I mean, if you wanted to go on a Friday, we have enough time now if we wanted to make a reservation for them, so I don't think that's gonna be an issue if I call them up and make a reservation,
Well, December 7th is perfect, I think. Gives us time, ready.
The 7th?
The 7th sounds good.
Good. Commissioner Ahmed, how's that? The 7th?
It's okay with me.
It is? Okay, so why don't we do this though? We have some people that weren't here this evening, like
I'll
Commissioner.
take care of that.
Yeah, see what they're, because it would be nice if everybody could come and do something. And if anybody has any other suggestions, go for it, but for now, we'll go with this for now unless we change it. We got time, a little bit of time anyway, but you know how it
Is
is.
there any special time that you would like? 6, 7 o'clock?
They usually do, I think everybody's out of work by 5:30, 6 o'clock, right? You could do 6 o'clock and then they'll straggle in like they did last time and no one's gonna take our table because Al happens to know the owner.
Well, I'll check in with him tomorrow.
Don't keep that glass of wine in front of me, Madam Chair, like you did the last time.
Well, I plan on doing
Glass of
that.
wine in front of me, I'm very susceptible to that sort of thing.
I know, well, I plan on doing that again, no worries, okay? All right, so just check with everybody else, because it would be nice if we could get the whole group together for the
Okay.
holidays and just, celebrate. All right, with that being said,
Can I just ask, which commissioners can commit themselves to Wednesday's meeting, if you know?
I'm coming.
This is Commissioner Santana. I can take.
I'll come.
So Commissioner Ahmed, myself, Commissioner Figueroa, you can come?
I have a 5:30 appointment, doctor's appointment, but I should be back. I might be 5 minutes or 10 minutes late, the most.
All right, let's just see.
Well, the meeting starts at 7 p.m. Is that correct, mister?
Oh,
Yes.
wait, we starting at 7?
Well, originally, I had a 6:30, but they didn't notify in time, so I was able to notify in time for 7 o'clock. I didn't want to, it was the first, I had published for 6:30 for another applicant, but they didn't notify adjacent property owners. So I was hoping to avoid confusion by making the second one for 7 o'clock. There is no first one.
All right, let's just do 7 o'clock. Can everybody come that's here right now? Commissioner Santana?
Yes, I'll be there.
Okay, Commissioner Roman?
Yeah, it should be good.
Okay, Commissioner Ahmed?
Yes.
Myself? Commissioner Fulmore?
Yes, I'll be there.
And you should be okay, Commissioner Figueroa, correct? And then you don't know, maybe look at the councilman or whatever. All right, so at least, we have a quorum set for 7 o'clock, that's it, one thing on the agenda. And you were gonna say something, Commissioner Ahmed, before.
Yes, I think we all gonna miss Commissioner Witherspoon. Last holiday party, we were there together.
Yeah.
Commissioner Witherspoon is no longer with us.
Oh, I thought about that today. That was the last time that we were all together.
The last time we met together, yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very sad, but I'm hoping that we can all, have a good time on this one, and if anybody has any other suggestions, Jack, run them out, doesn't matter, and then, and we'll see, and Maggie will try to get a hold of the other commissioners, see if we can all do this, be great, okay? So, we'll talk soon, I'll see the rest of you on Wednesday evening, not you, Al, you'll probably be having wine somewhere, so. Okay. All right, so we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you.
Good night, everyone, be safe, be safe.
Good night, everybody.